I'm having an awful I'm having an awful time today. I can't wake up. I took a trazodone to sleep last night. And this is only check this out. This trazodone is only 50 milligrams. One. Just one. I wake up in a fog. I can't think straight. And I'm going to try to get through this. Hopefully. I'm drinking coffee. I already had some more caffeine earlier. I got a doctor's appointment coming up at 2 o'clock today to talk to my doctor. Also, I don't know what's going on. I think I've got a lot of sinus drainage. I don't know the reason why I cough so much. As I said, getting old is not fun. Now, I'm going to say this. When I was very, very young, you already know I was a party hound. I drank tons of alcohol, smoked tons of marijuana, and my major goal was chasing skirt. I loved girls, adored them, and was after them all the time. I was living at Aztec Apartments off of Eastway Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. There was a lady there who was the resident manager named Lee. I would go to her office to pay my rent. And I was working, I don't even know what job I had then, what I was doing. But I was driving a Toyota Corolla. I love that car, it's a great car. I would go out and party at every bar in Charlotte. It didn't matter what bar it was. I'd be so drunk. I'd be so drunk that I would literally open the car door and fall out of it. I'd tell everybody, for God's sakes, do not drink and drive. I was fortunate. Very fortunate. I've told my daughter, and she does that, when she goes out to party, all her friends would call an Uber. And they'd all share the ride. Drinking and driving, don't do it. Now, to let you know, before I go on with this story, my health is not good at all. It's kind of like I've got some girls that are very concerned about me. And the fact is that I'm beginning to find out that when you're not getting proper sleep, your body pays for it. My body is paying for not sleeping properly. So anyway, there was a party at Lee's apartment because the resident manager lived there at Aztec. And so I thought, how cool. She asked me if I had a grill, and I did. And we were going to grill hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. Well, I went over there I always had alcohol in my hand. Matter of fact, when I lived on Club Road, you never saw me in any picture without a can of beer in my hand. Ever. So I went to her apartment and opened the door, and there was a lot of people in there. There was probably 8-10 people sitting in there. Some girls and guys. And I walked in with my beer. Well, I set it down on the counter to go back out to check on the grill. I came back in, the beer wasn't on the counter. I looked at Leah, I said, "Where's my beer?" And they all started laughing. I thought, why are they laughing? I didn't understand why they were laughing. And Lee said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "What?" "We are all in Alcoholics Anonymous." Alcoholics Anonymous? What is that? I didn't know what an Alcoholics Anonymous was. And so they asked me, they said, "Can you do us a favor?" I said, "What? Can you pour the beer? Here, the beer's over there. Can you pour it down the sink?" Hell, I had a whole refrigerator in my apartment full of a 12-pack of beer. Hell yeah, not a problem. I poured my beer out, and I sat down, and one guy told me about the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. And he simply asked, do you want to change your life for the better and become a better person? Nobody had ever asked me that question before. Ever asked me that question. So I said, go on, tell me more. And so he told me about his story of joining the Fellowship of AA. And pretty much that was it. And he said, would you like to come to a meeting? And Lee came over and patted me on the back and she said, I'll even take you. Okay. I mean, you know, I really was open to it because what's the harm? What I can't understand about a lot of people that are alcoholics, they get so scared to go to a meeting. Why? What are they going to do? Hang you? I didn't have a problem going to a meeting. I remember my first meeting, I went in there and I sat down and I listened to what they had to say. And what gripped me the most is the ones that were in their stories of how the 12 steps changed their lives and made them better people, and how they were unselfish and how they reached out and helped other people in need. I found that to be fascinating. And there was no materialism at all. I mean, I walked out in the parking lot and I saw fancy cars and cars that should never even be allowed on the road. I saw people dressing really nice. I saw people dressing in rags. So the thing is that I was told that I needed to quit drinking for 1 hour. I said, I can do that. Then they said, can you do it for a day? Just for today. So in other words, you're only saying to yourself, I'm not going to drink today. You're not worried about yesterday and you're not worried about tomorrow. Just for today. I found it so fascinating, the AA program. I found it fascinating. And I really started to really enjoy the social group of AA. I was smoking then, so Lord, I smoked a pipe, cigars, cigarettes, and I mean, I remember we'd go into meetings and there'd be so much smoke in the basement of the church that you couldn't even see the speaker. It'd just be just smoky. Times have changed so much since then. I think churches don't allow smoking at all in the basement. And that's where all the AA programs were, in the basement. I remember my first sponsor, we didn't get along. Things just weren't working out. And basically I told him I'm going to find me another sponsor. He got hurt. He didn't like that. He said, well, so you think you're all that, huh? You think you can just quit? And so I got another sponsor. His name was John. What a cool dude. What a cool dude. John was a very intelligent guy, and he started me on the 12 steps. And step 1 is the crucial step of honesty with yourself about your addiction. I'm not going to go on the 12 steps right now, but I will say I began to attend meetings, and something that I was taught. And Christians, I'm going to tell you this too. To get involved in your Christianity, to get involved in a fellowship, you have to be active. You have to become part of. You have to get into it and start living it. The thing is that with the fellowship, so many people that come into AA just never get it up here that service work is where you maintain your sobriety. Helping others. I would go out to prisons. I would go out to Detox. I would go over to McLeod Center, Addictive Disease Center for meetings. Okay, and I would lead these meetings that much later on in the program. Spirituality is the belief of the beauty of life, the beauty of nature, the beauty of the universe, the planets, everything that is greater and more powerful than you. I will finish this talking about when I was working at a private prison, Right Turn in North Carolina. I was a certified substance abuse counselor. It took me 3 years to become a certified substance abuse counselor. I worked my ass off. Third-party insurance companies did not like it because it's a graduate degree. They want a graduate degree. I didn't have a graduate degree. But I would do lectures. I would do so many different things of service work. Now I'm going to end this, but AA changed my life, and it introduced me to spirituality, which is the root of all religions. All religions. Christians tend to be very angry at me right now on YouTube because Christians really believe that their religion is superior over all other religions. And what do you call that, Christians? Up here, think about what that is when you think that way. Okay? Now, are all Christians the same? No. I've got some, where I live are some just wonderful Christian people. Wonderful Christian people. And they love Jesus, and they love God, and they love the Bible. And that's okay. I still believe in the teachings of all religions. I had a guy in the fellowship, I can't remember his name now, he may be dead. He really studied so many different religions and their teachings. And it was so fascinating. His spirituality was so strong in life. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to post it, and hopefully, if I can get my faculties right, after I go to the doctor today, and see my psychiatrist, hopefully I can get through telling you about the 12 steps of AA. Bill Wilson and Dr. Smith. And a little bit about how it can change your life. Now, I will say this, and I'm going to end it. The only 12 steps, truly, is Alcoholics Anonymous. All the rest have adopted them. Peace out, guys.